I'm heading into the Leeches Hut, and the track I'm on was originally surveyed. They were going to cut roads in through here, which, look, when you look at the terrain, it would be a real shame to have done that because it's beautiful through here. It's now a conservation area, and there's the Archie's frogs live in here, and they're an endangered creature. Great there's no roads, but the trouble is it's halfway through the afternoon already and it is winter, so the risk is we're going to run out of daylight. It's a 3-hour walk. We've still got about 2.5 hours to go. Fortunately, staying at the hut, so it's not a case of putting a tent up, it's really just getting into the hut, hoping to get there before there's any rain. Rushing to get to the hut before dark, and I wasn't paying as much attention as I should to the track. Somehow put one foot on top of a stick and then tried to bring the other one through, which wasn't effective, and I've just gone down flat completely, measured my length on the ground. Bit of a war wound there too.
I've walked this track before and am familiar with it, so it's ironic that I tripped over in what is one of the easiest sections. It just goes to show what rushing and a moment's inattention can do to you.
Making good time now, just come over the saddle on the track and on the other side of the hill, because I'm heading westerly and it's sunny, the clouds kind of lifted, so I think we'll be fine to get there before dark, which is fantastic.
At this stage, the scratch on my leg was the only obvious damage. The rest was yet to make itself known.
This was where the surveyed road was going to go, just 1/2 kilometre from Leeches Hut now, so really dark in the bush. There's a little bit of a walk now in the valley and then briefly into the bush before back into the valley where Leeches Hut is. Made it to the hut just ahead of nightfall. There it is down there. Fire's going fantastic to see. There's some other people down there already. We're going to have a tour of Leeches Hut. So this hut is facing towards the north. We're going to go inside and have a look around. The hut has a wood burner there, and it's also got, which is unusual, a wet back through to a hot water cylinder in the corner. There's the sink. It's a 2-bedroom hut. This one is set up for 16 people, and this is one of the bunk rooms, so 4 on the bottom, 4 on the top. However, last night this hut was full to the capacity. Hard to believe now because there's no one here hardly, but last night there were 25 people here, so it was very cosy. So why is this hut here, and why is it named Leeches? Well, Sam Leitch was the surveyor who was surveying this land through here for the roads that they were going to put in. Here you can see what they call Leeches Hut. This wasn't Sam's home. His home was elsewhere, but that's since disintegrated over. He was here about 120 years ago when he came through here to farm. So originally there were going to be a junction of roads coming from this way and then through that valley over that way. And when Sam was coming through surveying, he recognised what a beautiful valley this was. Sam started farming here in 1902. That's when he drew the land in a ballot, and these huge trees around here, they are macrocarpa trees, and he planted them. So they're probably about 120 years old. It would have been incredibly hard farming here, and there's stories of Sam, when he was taking his sheep to the market and taking them down the river valley, he would be crisscrossing the river up to 20 times. This valley is located at the headwaters of the Awakino River, and the farmers have long since gone. It just wasn't feasible to try and develop it into farmland, but now the trampers and the hunters, hikers, they all recognise what a beautiful valley it is. So it's a popular one for people to come into. The river itself is also very popular with people trying to fish for trout. Just going to go for an explore around Sam's Valley. To think that there used to be fruit trees and gardens here aside from his farming activities. The idea was for one road to come through there, past that hut, down this valley, intersected by the valley over there. There's going to be another road coming through, and where this tree line is, that's where the Waitomo River is. I'm following one of the valleys where one of the roads was going to come in, and it's really steep either side now, so there's a stream down below, and I guess they're going to cut the road in here somewhere. You have to wonder though, this is the track, there's the stream, and then it goes straight up on the other side. This track is really hard to walk through. There's a whole lot of trees down. It's as muddy as can be. It's now raining quite heavily. There's just been no maintenance on here for a very, very long time. And then here's another tree across the track. I've arrived at the junction. I'm way up high on a saddle of where two of these roads were going to meet, and it's just so steep up here. It's been about an hour and a half to get here, and it's hard to imagine how they ever thought they were going to cut in roads through here, let alone the poor farmers who are going to try and develop some farming land, productive farming land out of here. But the track is enormously overgrown. There's been just so many downed trees, just trying to scramble through them, and I'm going to turn around now. I'm very, very wet. Head back down to the hut and get that fire going, get warm and dry again, hopefully get a hot cup of tea once I get down there.
This hike was really giving me a whole body workout, and as I scrambled up and over and around and under the trees, the bruising to my ribs from yesterday's fall started to make themselves known, and I was quite pleased that I'd only gone on a short hike today. Luckily also I was walking with Andrew, and he was carrying our bag of supplies and emergency equipment.
It's said that for Sam trying to get his flock of sheep down to the road end and then onwards to the market, he would have crossed this river with the flock upwards of 20 times.
Won't you stay? Won't you stay? Won't you stay? Won't you stay? Tell me all you see.
So tonight's meal is mashed potato, peas, and this is a beef casserole that was dried at home and then just reconstituted.
Be stronger for my weakness.
That is so good.
Won't you stay? Won't you stay?
Just woken up on the second morning staying at this hutch in Leeches Valley. It's winter time at present. We're almost up to the shortest day of the year, so there's the sun's down early, it doesn't come up until late, and the clouds are just drifting around. It's starting to rain again. I think living here, for me, the sense of isolation would have been an issue. Just have enormous admiration for the guys that came into these valleys, and it was mainly men. There weren't many women, married women as it was in those days. And Sam remained here for about 20 years before eventually moving off and farming elsewhere, and finally ended his days living on the coast or at the seaside. So different. At present we're just miles and miles from the coast, miles and miles from the nearest town. So I just have enormous admiration for these people and what they tried to do, what they attempted to do, just trying to improve their lot basically.